Welcome back to DS Trucks. In today's video, I want to talk about something very important for Super Duty owners, but any vehicle on the road can use this product, and that is a dash camera. Check this out. I got this camera mounted up here in my windshield. It's not fully installed yet. I just basically ran the cord here to the 12-volt outlet, but this is a look at how it looks. It's a three-way system. It has a rear-facing camera, forward-facing camera, and then a camera that can look out of the back. But right now, real quick, because I wanted to get it up and running to see how it performed, I just plugged it in and just kind of ran the cord just to there. But in today's video, I'm going to actually go ahead and route this wiring. And I can also pull some of this footage out of here and show you how the footage looks as well. So this is a camera from a company called Pelsi, I believe. I mean, it's hard to pronounce some of these names, but this is available on Amazon, and just real straightforward, simple, easy to install camera. And I was a little bit apprehensive about actually getting this camera installed because, you know, with my truck, I don't like to have a lot of stuff aftermarket, you know, mounted in here. And now this thing's going to be in the windshield and in front of my face and all that. And I just wasn't sure I wanted to deal with it. But I mounted it up here real fast and just played around with it. And it's real nice to have a record of that footage of driving. And it's crazy that driving your vehicle is such a litigious thing where something can happen and you would need a record of what happened. Someone can hit you. It's a very serious thing nowadays to drive a vehicle, and these devices are relatively cheap, so why not have one? So this one, it works real good. It's super simple to install. I've installed a few of these before on other people's vehicles, and this one is just easy to put in because you just route it to your 12 volt and it just knows what to do. So I'm tasked with routing the rest of this wiring. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I'm gonna achieve that. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and remove this A-pillar grab handle. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I'm gonna route the wiring down through here. And in order to remove this, there's a little hole down here. You stick a pick tool in there and just spin it. That gets this thing hangs, and this small impact should have enough sack, 10 millis I believe. Yep. And you can see how tight these are and easy that is to do. And there we go. Easy peasy. Then there's a single plug that you can just unplug, get this thing completely out of the way. All right, so here's our wiring. It needs to end up here. Let's see if I can't find a good way to do this. So I've got to make sure this will fit and work because it's kind of, the plugs are kind of near each other. So I'm going to fish this wire up, and the way that I do that is I take basically some copper 12 gauge wire, residential wiring. It's stiff enough, and sometimes I use tape, but this time I'm just going to tie a loop to the wire, my USB-C, and it's fished through. And being stiffer, it's easier for me to work it up, and then I just pull it through gently, and voila, I'm running these wires in tight spots. Now that is so, this wire's ran up through like so, and we also need this other wire to come down. I can pull that one down, I guess. But that one, actually, no, that one doesn't come down. That one's gonna go around to the top. So no, that one doesn't. So this one, only one comes down actually. Blah, 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 blah. So this is the reverse. That one doesn't come down. And then this one, for now I'm gonna plug this in here because they give you this port. So I'm gonna just plug it in, and I am going to do this for now. I could, down the road, I have more time, run a 12-volt outlet somewhere in here, or hardwire this somehow. I could order a different cord maybe, but this does work okay. It's not that intrusive to have it like this, but being that I'm in this cavity, I could figure out a cleaner way. But this isn't terrible because it gives you another USB-C, so it gives you that. I don't know how fast or rapid or how much power that USB-C is going to give you, but it gives you one, and it's just a matter of losing your ability to have that for whatever. I don't use that, so now I could use that for something. But this is pretty much it until I mess around with it later when I have more time. But what I'm going to now do is get my distance set. Okay, so now that wire is ran, basically this is how it looks. Tucked up, it wraps all up around the headliner and down it goes, and it ends up here. Now when I have more time, maybe I put a 12-volt power point inside of the glove box here. This is what I'm dealing with until that point, and what I'll do is I'll put a 12-volt maybe in here. How would that be kind of slick? Put it in here and plug it in back here, and then maybe you have a available port in the box. I don't know. Or I can do this all behind the box and have it unseen. But I just want to get this camera installed. So what's interesting is basically just that alone gets us up and running. And if it is a lot more work to put the rear camera. And if you want to be lazy and not have the rear camera, you could. And you could just have this camera, and that's it. It's pretty much functional. You got the forward facing and the cabin facing. You have audio, but to run the rear, you just got to route this long wire, and that's what we're going to do next. Okay, same thing with the rear camera. I'm gonna go ahead and mount it, and it's got to kind of do the same rigmarole. Okay, so this wire is now ran. It's kind of looking like that, and it goes up around. Now this is where it deviates and becomes a little different. Instead of going down the A-pillar, I'm actually going to take this one and go up around and shoot it to the back. So this rubber weather stripping, I'm just going to pull it down a little. That gives me enough. I'll do the same in the back, and that simply, now I can just kind of pull back on this headliner just a little and put this up and around. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I've got to fish this through here, and that's where my copper wire comes in play. So I've got both of those weather strips pulled down, and I'm gonna fish my wire. This part of the truck is kind of tricky because there's this plastic thing up in here. If you try to fish this through that plastic thing, there's like a plastic honeycomb thing up in here, and if your wire gets stuck trying to go through that, you're going to be in trouble because it hangs everything up. And then there's airbags and all this stuff that you just want to get around, and it's tricky. I'm not gonna lie, this part's tricky. So that's what I'm running with, and I'm taking this fishing wire and trying to get up in here, and I'm angling it around because, like I said, there's this honeycomb thing that if you just shoot it straight through, you get caught in it. And last time I did this, the plug that I was fishing actually didn't have this. It didn't have what this one has. This one has this little circular thing, but the other one had like a USB-C angle plug, and this one comes apart and it has that angle plug on another section of wire, and it made it a nightmare fishing through here. I got so stuck. But this way, maybe this one will work better. Let's see if I get stuck this time. This is going to be our hang up. That's grabbing pretty good. Gonna leave it like that. Hopefully for the love of Earth, I can just fish this through and not get stuck. Let's see what happens. Can I do it? Only this is kind of stiff. Ooh. Kind of getting hung up already. Fishing wires through your truck, and that was so stressful getting stuck last time. Push it. It's just hung up on the and my thing is I don't want to force nothing. Yeah, that worked. Like, there's just a trick in here, and I'll show you that maybe on camera, but that's through there. Now I can pull this through to get my rear camera going. So maybe I can get the camera in there. I'm not sure if it'll show, but yeah, look at that. I've just sucked this wire down. That didn't sound right. Suck this wire down. Okay, here we go. Come on, baby. So let's see if I can't show you what's in here that can trick you. There's a plastic thing in there. Is it showing? There's a plastic thing in there that you don't want to be routing your wire through, because it will get stuck. But I've gotten through here, through the hard part, and now I just gotta get to my rear window. So here's my rear camera. It's got its own connection here. Before I finish this, I need to do a few things. Number one, I've gotta plug this thing in here so that I can position this camera, make sure it's working, and make sure, oh, it's got an up arrow. The last one didn't have that. That kind of helps. So I had to make sure I was pointing this thing the right way. And then I've got to take a look at what I'm looking at. So I'm going to open this window all the way up to double confirm what I can do here. And I've got to decide what type of install do I want with this rear camera. This is extra at this point, and if I were to look straight out the middle, there's already an issue there because this window opens and you can't have no wiring on a window that moves. So I could take this and put it in the other corner, but I'm still only going to see the box of salt behind me. So if I just take it and put it right here in this corner, and I don't want to have it being too low, I don't think. I want it up higher, but it starts to be getting a little close to that window. So maybe I take this extra wiring that they gave me, enough wiring that I could tuck it up in the back, up above, and I could put it on the other side maybe. I don't know. Tough decision. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay guys, so I went ahead and finished the rest of this install off camera, and I want to show you guys the result. This is our rear facing camera. We went with this spot because I got this sliding rear window. I probably could have gotten closer to center of it over there, but at the end of the day, I've got to be off center so I can see around my salt box anyway, a little bit. And it is what it is. You lose a little bit of visibility with that unless I don't know, there's no real way to get around it. So I just did my best with that one, but nonetheless, all that wiring is routed up through here, through the headliner. The access is up in the headliner. And same thing here. I went ahead and finished the A-pillar off camera. Just one plug. Now that I think about it, Yeah, I did plug in the one plug. Yep. And the wiring goes up through here. Make sure there's my weather strip needs to be a little bit adjusted there. So good thing I'm double checking. Get that looking good. Okay, that looks good now. And yeah, pretty clean install. This is how the wiring looks for the camera. Right there. Goes up, can't see nothing. Goes down, and ultimately the plug is right here for now. And in order to alleviate this one plug, I have to take my 12 volt and mount a cigarette style lighter either behind the glove box. I could put one in this glove box and make that work. I don't know if I want to lose that real estate, but there's enough room back here to do that, but that'd be a different video. But comment below, let me know what you think. I've been happy with the Pelsi the Pelsi dash camera. It's pretty good unit. It works. This outlet kind of works out good because it stays hot for a period of time after you park the truck, and that allows you to have a little bit of surveillance for some time. And I'm not sure the specs on that Pelsi, if it has some kind of delayed video or pictures or whatever, but if it has like a motion sensor or something in it, I don't know. I'd have to read the specs, but nonetheless, it's in. I was a little nervous about having something extra like this sticking up out of my truck, but it does work good. And it's nice to think that you have a guardian angel a little bit looking over your shoulder for instances where people just do crazy stuff. And then you realize how much crazy stuff is going on the road, and you just think the whole time, oh, I got that on camera, I got that on camera. So anyway, my name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Oh man, you know what I just realized I forgot? The freaking stuffer is sitting right up on the dash. I gotta take off this A-pillar and put that stuffer in there, so I'll do that off camera. But anyway, my name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. If you like truck content, sub. There's tons of stuff on the channel with these trucks. There's our 22 350. We're working on mods still with this one. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Over and out.